Good morning, everyone. Paul Duncan here. Thought I'd give us a quick overview of the GammaEdge Discord, just so for new members, when you come aboard, we know there's a lot of channels here. So I want to just describe at a high level what you're looking at and a place for you to get started. When you land, depending on how it's configured at any one given time, you're either going to land in the T's and C's section here or in the welcome section. I do urge everyone to take a look at the T's and C's. Just make sure you're familiar with these. I know when you signed up with LaunchPass, it probably had it had a sign in there that says you agree to it. You can always come back to the T's and C's and read it here. It's at the top of the channel list, and I do urge everyone to give it a read and acknowledge it. The welcome basically is just going to give you, as new folks come in, it's going to give you a couple links, and I do urge everyone also to take a look at that. When you come in on a trial, you will come in with all access, and that corresponds to our gold level. One of the things to just be aware of is that we do give access to all of the Gamma states for a large number of stocks, about 1,200 right now. We have access to over 8,000 if we wanted to. So if you are doing an analysis and you don't see your favorite stock, let us know and we're happy to add it. What this allows you to do is download the most recent Gamma state for a given stock into either Excel or into Google Sheets. You can filter on it, set up your own analysis. You can do a lot with this data. Updates about 4 times a day, can be very, very useful. There are separate videos that are available. They are pinned actually to give you an idea of what to do up in here, how to set up a basic Gamma scanner, how to find squeeze candidates, etc. So that's one way to use the sheets, and I urge everyone to watch those videos and take a look. Next on here is a channel that is the Equity Watch. And what we typically do is if we see Gamma setups, we will post these here for people to review and just to visualize what we're visualizing or what the author is visualizing. It's a good way to comment. When we place trades that are based on Gamma, we do actually put our actually P&L in here, the opening trades, closing trades, whatever the case may be, and you can go back in time, and we tend to document these things. And so you'll see what were the conditions that were set up. It's really good for a historical perspective to understand what we were thinking when we took specific trades. And I would urge you, if you're going to actually make trades based on Gamma, that you help teach others with what you're seeing and what the chart setups and things were. If you're a gold member, or if you're in your first 2 weeks, you do have the ability to add features, suggestions for features and improvements, and we actually take these to heart. This is actually your forum, right? So what we do is when requests come in, we prioritize them in context of where we are, and here's the priority list as it's running right now. And as we meet member requests and do things, we check them off and we provide those tools and capabilities to you. Features and polls are exactly what it sounds like when we are trying to figure out the best time to do something, or when we have other questions about configurations of stuff. We'll put it out there, and then people will let us know what basically they're looking for. There are 2 voice channels. Oops, didn't mean to get into that. Let's go ahead and quit that. We have a gold voice, which actually is not used a lot. It doesn't mean it can't be used. It's just not being used. Most people migrate down to bronze voice, and that during an active trading session, it's not uncommon to see 15, 20, 75% of the membership sitting in there listening, contributing, whatever the case may be. So it can be very, very useful. The bronze level is a smaller subset of all the tools, but most people, when they join, are looking to get going with the charts. And so there are various commands that are available to you. Again, when you joined, you were given access to a couple different documents. One of them is the charting bot document. So that charting bot document goes into great detail about the different commands that are available to you in the charting bot. The most simple one is a $C followed by the symbol with a space in between, and then it produces, in the most basic sense, it produces 3 charts. We'll have a separate video that goes over in detail about what which each of these charts means and how to interpret and things related to that. We also have a scanner with pre-canned scans that, TradingView bot that in this particular case will generate multiple times a day scripts that you import into TradingView. Again, we will have that covered in a separate video of how you import this. It's very simple if you're familiar with TradingView. And the idea behind this is it allows you to look at the most recent gamma levels, not just for the indices, but now for any stocks that you want. Now the list, as you can see, is listed right here. If there are other symbols that you would like included in your TradingView script, don't hesitate to let us know. We're happy to do it. My only request is if we can tag it like on a Friday or something. We normally push code over the weekend. It's a little bit easier to do on the weekends than it is to do during a weeknight just because of our lives and our schedules, right? We do, as I was saying, we do have pre-built scanners. So if you are not using the spreadsheet and want full access to that, these are user-defined. So you tell us what you're looking for in terms of different criteria, and then we will create scans for you. The nice thing about this, and again, we'll have a separate video for this, it produces tickers, and those tickers, if you click on the name of the scan, will actually take you out to FinViz. And then when you're out at FinViz, you can look at the charts, you can filter through any other additional criteria that you want, and this can be very, very useful for people. Membership has been very, very good about this. No Discord is complete without a garbage disposal, and that's exactly what this is. And the garbage disposal is a place for you to put really anything you want. It's a garbage disposal, but I will say non-political, right? We don't want to know your political persuasion, and I would urge you to stay away from that. We don't want to know how you feel about COVID, and I would urge you to stay away from that. And then we certainly don't want you to do anything that would offend others in any way. So feel free to post. Everybody wants a Lambo, of course, from what they're doing, and so this Lambo, which is a cardboard Lambo, is probably our first step of getting our Lambo. So you can see there's actually quite a bit of levity in here, but there's seriousness. I mean, people are talking about different things, and it's just a general collection of conversations. Feel free to scroll through here. There's a lot of great information here, but unfortunately, because it is very active, it rolls off quickly. So it's not very actionable in and of itself. It is a garbage disposal, which is why we have all these other channels. The education channel we're building out, you've got the links to the different documents, the videos. We're going to make it easy for you to find the videos. We do have a YouTube channel that is building out. Just by typing $help, you'll be able to get links to all this stuff. So the education channel will help you do that. We do have a questions channel, and the questions channel is where you have the opportunity to, if you can communicate it in writing. Sometimes things are hard to do in writing and they're best in the voice channel, but if you can do it in writing, that's how you're going to reach all of the membership. And I guarantee you, if you've got a question, somebody else probably has had that question and has answered it. And this is your opportunity for others to step in and address things. So I would urge any questions to go into the question channel and use that as you see fit, especially if you're new. There's a lot of getting oriented stuff, and so no question is too small. The market status is probably one of our more important channels. We are a firm believer that market condition drives really a lot of the success in general. Reading the market is very, very important, and so one of our mods, Taylor, every night will post, every market night will post his interpretations using a number of tools. We are very big on the cumulative tick here, and I would urge everyone to understand that. We have separate video that talks about how to use the cumulative tick and what it means, and Taylor does a really, really good job of going through that. The overall breadth of the market, again, I would urge everyone to take a look at this, and these setups are available all also if you have TradingView and are interested in doing that. Famous FinViz charts, everyone should have these bookmarked and can look at them, but Taylor also provides a nightly view of that. VIX Central, so we can understand what is the VIX doing. Again, the VIX is a very important component of this. And then finally, looking at TradingView again and importing different levels for the SPY, the Qs, IWM can give us a view of what has really been happening in context of Gamma. We do follow cycles, and these are cycles as indicated by the local market cycles. So relatively short term highs and lows, and we track that, and you can see and go back in time, for instance, and see when we called a local top or a local bottom and what actions were being taken, and what was the overall sentiment and things. Again, very, very important channel. I would urge everyone to pay attention to what Taylor posts there and act on it as necessary. Now, starting new this week, we've been asked by a number of members to put our views, kind of a morning perspective of what are we seeing in terms of levels and things like that, and you'll see that build out here, and that will start here coming up Monday, 1/24. Gamma discussions are exactly that. We would urge everyone, if you've got questions about Gamma, if you've got stocks, for instance, that are setting up, what does Gamma look like in that situation, and how do we use it? So let's focus that. And then JB, one of our members here, key members here, is asking a question, a very important question. Do GammaEdge levels give you trade setups? And basically he's barring me from answering here and weighing in. So we've got a number of folks who are weighing in here, and I would urge everybody to weigh in here as you get more experience with this and other threads that you'll see off of the Gamma discussion. Of final importance before we jump down into some other channels here, as part of the review process, what's very, very important is Mahesh provides a nightly document, these EOD end of day documents from bar chart, which help us understand what is happening in terms of calls and puts that are being added or subtracted from individual stocks. So we have the ability to select stocks here in the upper right. We have the ability to select expirations, look at the change in OI as a function of expiry, look at the change in OI as a function of strikes, and then we can also combine strikes and expiry to see where are people putting their bets. Very important. We'll cover this in a separate video, but the key here to take away is that part of the thesis of Gamma trading is that calls being added out and up tend to cause the complex to rise, and puts being added down and out tend to cause the complex to fall. And so being able to track where puts are being closed, puts are being opened, looking at the different strikes and knowing where we are in terms of strike price can be very, very useful. As I said, Bronze Voice is very popular. We spend a lot of time during the trading day in there, so I would urge everyone just to lurk and participate as you feel comfortable. We do for the gold members, and if you're on your trial, you should be able to see this. If not, let us know. But you basically have two major sections here. One of them is the index Gamma, and one of them is the liquidity watch. And so for the gold members, you have daily pre-populated information that is put into these channels automatically overnight by the bots. And you can go down very quickly and scan what's in these channels and get a sense of what are we looking at in terms of Gamma condition. How should we be positioned in various indices? What are we seeing in terms of price action and things related to that? We also spend time, the mods, in the morning. I tend to handle the futures, the ESH. Others post some charts in here. I tend to spend my time in the morning going over these charts and building these out. But again, we do have members who do post relevant material from other packages in here, just so we can keep track of what we're seeing in terms of the SPX or the various indices. I also handle the VIX, And although the VIX and Gamma don't necessarily go together, it's very good to understand where the key levels are, because that can help influence what's happening in the VIX and where we could actually see VANA and some other things happen as an overall rally in the SPX and related indices. And then finally down here in the liquidity watch section, we do run overnight automatically a number of charts, and these charts do give us a view of the various symbols and their overall gamma condition. What we're seeing, again, when you come in the morning, these have already posted, and it's useful to be able just to scan down a list very, very quickly. Now, if you're a bronze member and you don't have access to that, that's fine. You can just literally go to charts and run these manually. This is a time saver. Again, this is all coded up in the bots, and the bots go out and generate this data in the middle of the night when we're mostly when the servers are inactive, and it allows us just to get you ready for your morning prep. And then finally down here in these last two sections, we've got tools, we've got some TradeStation. So if you're a TradeStation user, we post different code down here that you can use, the cumulative tick, for instance, and things related to that. And then if you're a TOS user, Michael more or less curates this, but we do have automation that we just introduced last week to put these gamma levels in a script that you can now run within the TOS environment. And I would urge everyone, if you have questions, to contact any of the TOS users here, but certainly Michael is helping curate this channel. We also have somewhere in here up higher a TOS script to do cumulative tick too. So if you are a TOS user and want cumulative tick, pretty powerful indicator that we all use for alarm and alerting. Last but not least, the information section that you see here, we do post announcements out to the membership. Tonight, for instance, we are going to be holding an orientation open mic, and we'll periodically put stuff out there for folks. If you have content from others that you would like to post, the media section is a good place to do that. Doesn't have to be gamma related, but it's useful often to Bespoke and some of the other, Larry Williams, for instance, give ideas out there of how to behave in the current market, completely at your own risk. We don't endorse any of this. The users who post obviously are using this. And then finally, we do follow tweets of key whales in the industry. Spot Gamma, of course, Jem Carson is another one, Squeeze Metrics, How Volatility, a few of the others. We do track and post those tweets automatically as they come in, just so that we can see what's going on in the overall area. Last but not least, down here, there is an admin area, and as I retire channels, I don't want to just make them go away. I do put them in the depreciated, just so the search history can get us there, but typically, we don't use the depreciated channels for anything. So anyways, I hope this was useful to everyone to get you oriented. There's a lot here, of course. Ask questions. The best place to ask the questions is either in the voice channel when we're all together, or post it here in the questions channel. Welcome. Glad to have you here. If there's any questions, comments, criticisms, things that we can improve, don't hesitate to ask. We do spend a lot of time in the features and improvements. And as I said earlier, member requests, if you have specific member requests, don't hesitate to let us know by posting them up here. And we're happy to accommodate when it makes sense for the roadmap. So thanks everyone. We'll see you in the forum.